Howdy y'all, my name is Gretchen. I'm the Restless Thrifter and I'm a reseller on eBay, Poshmark, Depop, and Mercari. I have 7 sales to pack up from the 17th through 19th. I've been very distracted by whatnot. Yeah, when I learn something new, I get distracted by a thing and then it kind of takes over what else I've been doing. So I have not been listing. That's got to change this week. I am going to do another Whatnot show. I already have everything ready, so I don't need to be distracted, okay? I will not be distracted by it. So tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I will be photographing and listing. Yeah, I can do that. I don't know when my new show is going to be. I've got to pick a day and a time. I'm trying out different dates. Days of the week, and different times to see what works. I'm wondering if having one in the middle of the day would actually be good. Like, are there fewer shows? Am I competing with fewer people? But then I know that people work full time. So I also think that's probably not the way to go. And then there's different time zones. So maybe if I just schedule one earlier in the afternoon, I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. There's probably not one simple single answer, right? Maybe I should have had it today when not everybody has the holiday, but some people do. I don't know. Let's get started on these, though. I have just Poshmark and eBay, no Mercari or Depop this time. I've gotten offers that I've accepted on Depop, but those folks have not paid. I'm going to try messaging them later and saying, hey, I could ship these out tomorrow. Let's get started with whatever's on top here. Whatever I grab first. This one is a Lane Bryant top. As usual, I have some plus size items because I do like to sell those. This is an eBay sale, Lane Bryant, size 1820, poet shirt, white lace inset, coquette, boho, cottage, renaissance. It's really never been worn. I bought it for myself. I took the tags off. I tried it on. Maybe I did wear it once. I don't like it on me. It was too billowy for me. So billowy may be perfect for somebody else. It was a little too billowy for me. This is going to New Hampshire. They sent me an offer of $10. I have a zero cost of goods down because I think I bought it at a thrift store for myself and I don't remember how much I paid. If I find the amount that I paid somewhere like in the listing and I bought it for myself, like sometimes I'll decide to keep something and then just change my mind. If I had it in there, I would have put the original cost of goods, but I don't. 10 by 13 poly mailer. It weighs 6.2 ounces. We'll round that up to 7. Shipping label is $6.07. I paid $5.41 for this, as it turns out, so I don't have a $0 cost of goods. $0 cost of goods. Let's see what they paid total with shipping. $16.07. $2.50 for my fees. Am I gonna lose money on this? No, I made $2.09. I sold something from my closet that wasn't getting anywhere for me, so that's good. This next one is something I've had a while. It's a Masters Collection size extra large golf polo, vintage embroidered tournament logo. Going to Houston, Texas. I took an offer of $15 plus shipping. Yeah. I don't know about Masters stuff. You gotta be, doesn't all sell, okay? That's definitely a lesson, all right? I had it listed for $22 and they paid with shipping $21.15. My fees $3.39. I paid $2.50 for this. Let's put it in a poly mailer. I talk about health stuff a lot because I have some health stuff. But one thing that I just learned about is a type of test, blood test that you can do that can detect potential for types of cancer. It doesn't it's not a clear diagnostic, but it can point you in the direction of a doctor to go to get diagnosed. It's called the Gallery with an I, and I only found out about it because my husband's company, we have his insurance, and they're covering the cost, which is almost $1,000. Awesome, because this test can detect 50 plus types of cancer, and it detects, well, I say potential for cancer. I mean, that's like weird phrasing of mine, but it detects something within your bloodstream that may indicate that cancer cells have shed this whatever cancer cells shed. And then it can point you in the, let's just pick a cancer, colon. And it could say, oh yeah, this indicates that there may have been some cancer cells in your colon. I'm probably putting it way too simply, and not really explaining it accurately, but you get the idea. And then you'll go to your doctor who will say, yeah, well, it's not like everyone who gets this test is going to find out they have cancer, first of all. That weighed 11 ounces. About 1% of people can expect that they may see a sign of potentially something. And then of that 1%, if I'm understanding the reading right, 40% of those could end up with a cancer diagnosis. So it's still like a small percentage of people that it can diagnose. But I mean, like, how wonderful is that to be able to get something early that does, especially something that doesn't have a clear diagnostic. Like colon cancer, you get colonoscopies. Breast cancer, you get mammograms. But for something like ovarian cancer, it's really, hard. If you can catch something early, it could mean many years of your life. Anyway, I just wanted to mention it because it's an interesting thing I've never heard of before, and I think it's cool that it exists at all. Check to see if you have insurance through your company, if they cover it. Stephen's company actually sent out an email about it, so they probably would let you know, but it's worth looking into. I made $9.55 on that, and I'm going to be very cautious about picking up future masters stuff. This next one is a Poshmark sale. I realize the way I say sale from living in the South, being around these people with accents, now sounds like sell. Anyway, this sale, Poshmark sale, it's a Bryn Walker size small tank top and crop pants set. Jersey, tie-dye, boho, hippie, login look. Bryn Walker, great brand, especially in linen. This particular set took a while. Putting it in one of these USPS Ground Advantage padded envelopes. You get the label. I sold it for an offer of $30. I had it listed for much more, and I've had it a while. I keep forgetting to tell you how long I've had things. And I do think that's helpful information. So let me go back and look. The masters took a year and 7 months, something like that. A long time. This Bryn Walker I listed in 10 months ago. That's not too bad. This is going to Virginia, to a town I used to live in. My dad was in the Army. We were stationed many different places. I went to elementary school my first year and a half in that town. So I had it listed for $80. I accepted that offer of $30. Quite frankly, no one else had sent me an offer. So $6.39 for my fees. I paid, fortunately I did not pay up. I paid $6.17. It's not bad for two pieces at all, I don't think. $6.39 for the fees, and shipping expenses $0. So my profit is $17.44. This baby, oh my gosh. One of my first trips to the Goodwill outlet, the bins, one of my very first trips, I got this jacket. Oh, man, it's been a long time. Let's see. It says I listed it in 2024. I know that I listed it a lot longer ago than that. Why does it say 2024? I've been on Vendoo longer than that. Let's just get it in a mailer and go. This one is getting all wrinkled, so I'm going to use it. Let me tell you what it is so you know what not to buy. It's a brand that's very expensive. So far, everything I've gotten in this brand has taken a long time to sell. This particular blazer, it's not the most, I don't know, it's not the best style, I guess, to some. So, Classiques Entière Atelier. I know I'm not saying that right either. Size small, oversized jacket, blazer, shimmery. I've changed this title 1,000 times. Cocktail, plaid, window pane, animal print. I mean, it's got a lot of different kind of things going on in its print. 12 by 16. It weighs 11.3 ounces. It's going to California. It's really nice. It is like new. It's a bit oversized because it's a size small, but it definitely seems bigger than that to me. Shipping is $6.09. Let's see what I paid for this. $1.08. With shipping, they paid $14.96. Fees $2.44. $5.35 is how much I made. Ugh, low profit day, but definitely clearing out some things I've had a while. So there's that. Now, this was a good pickup. These are Oofos. They are not much to look at, really, but they are really comfortable slippers or recovery shoes, whichever way you want to look at it. And this brand sells fast for me every time. Every time so far, it will sell fast. Doesn't sell for huge dollars, but does sell quickly. I had these listed for $50. And it sold on Poshmark for $40. They sent me an offer. I said, that sounds good. It's going to California as well. Why is it not printing? Come on, you mother. Took forever. Oofos. So far they sell great for me. Hopefully that'll keep up for a while because thrift stores don't seem to know. But don't tell anybody. Here I am. And then other resellers also seem to pass them up. They don't look like much. They really don't. They don't look like a whole lot. I'm going to ruin it for us all at some point. So how much did I make? So I paid $40 plus shipping. My fees are $8.54. I paid $5.41. Shipping expenses $0. So my best sale, $26.05. Got two more. One is this pair of Teva sandals. I look them up every time. I kind of just recommend always looking up everything every time. You know, if you're like me, you don't. These were in excellent condition. They do have some like discoloration, which seems more from like manufacturer glue, but maybe not. But otherwise, you know, the tread was great. Everything was really great. And I didn't have to do a lot of cleaning. So I take pictures of those things so then people know. And if you're going to go out wear these hiking, you're going to get dirty. So you want to have good tread, you know, everything to be in good condition. But are you worried about a little scuff mark somewhere? Probably no. Probably not. Those Oofos sold quickly. Let me go back and look. Kind of having a rough day again. Not gonna lie. I did this morning. I did yesterday. They sold in 4 days. That's how fast. 4 days for $40. These Tevas sold in 3 months, almost exactly. I had them listed for $28. And they sold on eBay for $25 plus shipping. That was a customer offer. $31.37 is what they paid with shipping. I paid $8.11. To me, it's like if I'm going to pay $8 for something, I need to make sure, right, that it's going to sell. And so I did my research on them at least. $4.83 for the fees. $20 ASP. It's not like it was a great ASP, but these were excellent. Sell-through rate, not that high. I also picked them up and bought them and listed them out of season. Excuse me. This is an eBay sale, so I need to put them in something eBay appropriate. But I have this box, this shoe box here. It might actually be too big for this particular pair of shoes. Yeah, it would be too big. It's actually going to fit in this Sephora box, I think. No, too small. It's like Goldilocks over here. Wrap them up in some packing paper. 10 by 8 by 4.5, so I have to round that up to 5. £1, 7 ounces exactly, so I round that up to 8. $6.37 for shipping. So my profit on these was $12.06. $12.06 in 3 months, not bad. Going to San Antonio, Texas. All right, I have one more. This is something I tried to sell on my second Whatnot show. Did not sell. It is a really pretty colorway of a duster length size 5X Torrid sweater. I called it a coat again. It's really a heavy piece, heavyweight for a sweater. And I think it would be all you need in place of a coat in some climates. Coat again, like a cardigan, but a coat. It's sold on Poshmark. I'm going to put it in one of these large poly mailers if I have any more. I might need to reach out and ask them to send me some. Yeah, I guess I might. I don't know where they are, but I do have these big boxes. Still have a whole other unopened one. I don't use them very often. This would be great if I actually sold bundles, but I don't really sell bundles. I don't know who does. Do you sell mini bundles? I want to find another reseller who uses the accrual method of accounting. If you don't know what that means, then look it up. No. But there's the cash method and the accrual method. And I have used the accrual method since day one. Everyone I know so far uses the cash, at least that they've told me. So I'd love to meet someone who uses the accrual method. I got some questions that I haven't been able to find answers to online so far. I need to look again. I need to reach out to that not your dad guy. I'm kind of afraid he'll tell me, you know, it's his fear. But it's not like it's not like I make much. 12 by 12 by 8. Is this box. It doesn't matter. I just need to print out the label. Torrid plus size 5X coat-again collared sweater, duster, cardigan, striped pockets. She bought it for $22, and that's pretty good because I was going to sell it for $5 on Whatnot, or maybe even less. Going to Washington State. Great place for a coat-again. Get my fees on that. I think I got this at a bag sale. $4.69 for my fees. I paid 59 cents. Got it at a bag sale. $4.69. Shipping expenses $0. They paid $40. $34.72. So this was actually my best sale, best profit item. And then the Oofos, right? I've already forgotten what I made on the Oofos. This one took a while to sell. It took, oh no it didn't, I listed it in November. 2.5 months. Listed November 1st. Okay. Not bad at all. I had it longer. That's the thing. I just didn't list it right away. Here's how much I made total on these items. All right. Just keep listing. Gretchen, just start listing again.